In a survey conducted by the American Management Association, 30% of employers have fired their employees. Don't laugh at me, I'm practicing. In a survey conducted by the American Management Association, last updated in November of 2014, 30% of employers have fired their employees for misusing the internet. 48% have violated, 48% of employees have violated company policy. 84% have viewed, downloaded, or uploaded inappropriate or offensive content. And so we all plan, that's bad, I'm not supposed to say and so. Okay, I'm gonna start over. In a survey conducted by the American Management Association, last updated in November of 2014, 30% of employers have fired their employees for misusing the internet. 48% of employees have violated company policy. 84% have viewed, uploaded, or downloaded inappropriate or offensive content. Today, I forgot what the beginning of my audience relevance is. Okay. So you're not supposed to move the camera. We all plan on working one day, and depending on whatever job you choose to, that's not what I wrote. Depending on any kind of job you will want, and for your safety, you should still know why you need to double check the content you post up online. Okay, we all plan on working one day, and depending on what job you choose, and for your safety, you should all be aware of what you're posting online. First, I began to do some research. I thought I wanted to do a speech on the access of company policy, of the access of social media accounts by employers with their employees, but then I found out that the reason why I wanted to share, not the reason why, hold on, I'm just throwing words out, I'm talking so fast. Okay. First, I began to do some research on the access of social accounts by employers to their employees, but then I realized I wanted to talk to you all about being mindful of what you know, of how important it is, gosh, this is so bad, of how important it is to First, I began to do some research on the access of an employee's social network accounts by his or her employer. I then realized that was not what I really wanted to talk to you about today. I did some more research and found the information that will benefit you all today, including myself. Okay. First, I began to do research on the access. Are you recording or not? Okay. First, I began to do research on the access of employers to the employees' social accounts. First, I began to do some research on the access of employees' social network accounts by his or her employer, but then I realized that was not what I really wanted to talk to you about today. I found that the new information I did research on will benefit you all benefit you all, including myself. See, I'm just kidding. You should all be mindful about the things you post online. Today, I will be first talking to you about why it is important to work, or why posting the wrong things online can affect the job you want to score or the job you currently have, and for your safety and protection. First, let me begin by talking to you about the first reason, not problem, there's no problem. First, let me begin by talking to you about the reason why it's important. A reason why begins with the fact that it's difficult already to get a high-paying job. As a result of the job market being so competitive, Dr. Marcella Wilson, a lifestyle tech expert and professor, wrote, "Employers are now using more untraditional methods to screen their employers or potential employers." What she means by this is that now employers go through a number and a set of procedures to look you up online before you go to an interview, that they're screening your social media accounts, no matter how private you may think they are. Posting inappropriate or offensive comments on social media is very likely already seen by your potential employer before you walk into that interview. If you are looking for a job, you may want to be cleaning your social accounts in the event that the employer does bring up your social accounts during the interview. If you decide not to, then it'll come up eventually. Business owners watch their employers because they do care about the type of information you're prone to set onto your social network accounts. Now that I've talked to you about one reason why, I'll continue to tell you about the second. The following things are proven to cost you your job. Venting on Twitter has now become a trend about how much you hate the people at your work. No, hold on, let me re-say that. Venting on Twitter about how much you hate the people at work is now becoming a trend. Business companies don't want to see their employees posting inappropriate things about each other. Companies can and will fire you if they see your use of social networks is deemed inappropriate, even though there's a law in the state of California right now that says they cannot do that. Now, according to the Schler law firm PC, it's proven that they've stated that courts will weigh the employee protections against an employer's business interests and typically rule out those interests outweigh employee privacy concerns and permit the employer to be exempt from the law. This means that when an employee tries to gain his or her right in a fight between him or her, the employer, they are more likely to lose. So even though there's a law out there that says they can't access your social media accounts, they more than not win against you in court. Now that I've talked to you about how hard it is finding a job and keeping a job, I'll continue to talk about your safety. Posting private and inappropriate information can also cause harm to your safety. In an article by Maggie McMillan called Mindful Sharing, it stated that posting personal information grants access to danger. For example, checking in on Facebook from time to time lets people know exactly where you are on a map. You may not know that you even have a stalker to begin with, to know that there's someone out there chasing you. The age group that's the age group that posts the most private information is actually the age group of the audience in here today. It's incredibly hard to keep people away from you on social networks, even though you may think it's already as private as you want it to be. People may know people that know people you have on your social networks. This is stated by Ernie Allen, who wrote Dangers of the Social Web, who's president and CEO of National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, that even inappropriate information can be used against you. So be careful for that. Now that I have shared the important reasons that matter to you, I will conclude my speech. I have to erase that. You want to be careful and watch what you are posting on social media. I talked to you all about the issues you will be having getting a job in the workplace today, and I have talked to you about things that can cost you your job, and I have also talked to you about the things that may endanger you. Thank you for listening. I want you all to understand that this is information that will help you in the future, and so watch what you're posting online. It matters. That was so bad. This is so bad.
Do I stop?
Huh? Yeah, you can stop it now.
Are you sure?
Yeah. What, you want me to do it again? I have to practice more.